It's time, my friends, for another Devo tip on agents of revival. We're going to finish up the little book of Haggai. You know, a good teacher recognizes when students are struggling and puts forth extra effort to present concepts in a variety of ways. So the Lord tells Haggai to use two illustrations. Illustration number 1. Thus says the Lord of hosts, ask the priests about the law. If someone puts in his pocket a piece of meat that is set apart for sacrifice, and his pocket touches a loaf of bread, a dish of stew, a bottle of wine or oil or any other food, will these foods be made holy by such contact? And the priests answered and said, no. Okay, what's the point here? Well, kingdom work doesn't make you holier. That's not how it works. When the Bible calls something holy, it's not referring to moral purity or perfection, but to something set apart for a specific purpose. You know, it's kind of like a toothbrush or a teapot. Okay, they're set apart for a specific purpose. So to be holy means to be set apart to the Lord and his kingdom purposes. So when God says, be holy as I am holy, he wants us to be all in for him. That's how it works. Illustration number 2. What if someone is contaminated by touching a corpse, and that person touches one of these foods? Will it be contaminated? The priest said, yes, it will be contaminated. Okay, now what's the point of this? Well, anyone can drag toxic waste into the community, unfortunately. You know, for example, big donors are very generous, but they can easily throw their weight around. You know, kind-hearted volunteers, they do so much good, but they can sometimes jumpstart the rumor mill. Beloved leaders, they dedicate their lives to serving others, but they can also turn on the charm and work the room after services. You see, no one is immune. It can happen to any one of us. It's scary, isn't it? So it is with this people, says the Lord, but from this day on, I will bless you. Oh, holy, holy, holy is the Lord, who is like God. The Lord is so holy, so set apart from anything and everything. No one loves the way he does. No one is as kind and merciful and just. So what kind of blessing are we talking about? According to Haggai chapter 2, right at the end of his book, he says, speak to Zerubbabel, governor of Judah, saying, I'm about to shake the heavens and the earth, to overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and on that day, declares the Lord of hosts, I will take you, O Zerubbabel, my servant, and make you like a signet ring, for I have chosen you. You know, what does Zerubbabel, the governor of Judah, have to do with rescuing us? Well, Zerubbabel has quite a family tree. David is his great-great-great-grandfather, and Joseph is his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandson. I might have lost there on the greats. Okay. But Joseph's fiancée, of course, was pregnant, and he knows he's not the father. So an angel tells him, you know, the situation is not what you think, Joseph. Marry her. Adopt the baby as the legal heir to God's covenant with David, because he's the signet ring. That's my paraphrase. So in biblical times, kings wore signet rings with unique impressions of their initials to signify their authority and power. Official documents were sealed with a dollop of soft wax impressed with the king's signet to certify the authenticity of their word, you know, much like a notary public stamp today. So for Haggai, the agent of revival in his day, the ultimate goal was the return of God's glory to his temple, the dwelling in which God lives by his Spirit. And having been duly marked with the king's signature seal, the message we share carries the full authority and power of King Jesus. We're now agents of revival.